Welcome to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast, a relaxing and informative show where we explore anxiety, panic, and PTSD, sharing how you can overcome them for life.
Aloha! Welcome back to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Gina Ryan, and I am so happy to be with you again today as together we can consider the many ways to bring your mind and body back to its natural peace and calm. Naked Nutrition is with us today. Talk about a great product. Naked Nutrition's products are amazing. They have no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or colors. The brand takes sourcing premium ingredients seriously. The company started out with 5 single ingredient protein powders back in 2014, and they've grown to over 50 nutritional supplements. The Naked Shake is awesome. It's their best-selling pea protein from U.S. and Canadian farms and healthy MCT oil. It mixes easily in water and it tastes great. It's up to only 130 calories for depending on what flavor you have and only up to 5 grams of sugar. The flavors are so awesome. There's chocolate, vanilla, strawberry banana, and peanut butter blueberry. You have to check those out if you like a regular shake that tastes delicious. Now maybe you're on the flip side and you like just the protein. I like this sometimes to do my fruit shakes where I can just add the naked pea protein. That has only one ingredient, just that awesome pea protein. Unflavored, one ingredient. Same for the Naked Whey, one ingredient. If you are ready to give those a try and make your own shake, I would love to hear what your combinations are. Go to nakednutrition.com and use promo code ACP to get 15% off your first order at checkout. That's nakednutrition.com for 15% off your first order with promo code ACP. In today's episode, I want to talk about anxiety relief through awareness of pain, because pain and anxiety often go very hand in hand, and often people are not looking at anxiety when they are experiencing pain. So I sometimes get clients that are quite surprised that their pain has anything to do with the anxiety that they're in. They kind of, as we do in life, we kind of put everything in different categories. Well, my pain is from this, that, and the other thing, and my anxiety is a separate thing, but they really are very much related. And so today I want to start with 2 quotes because they're really important that you understand where pain can be actually a place that you can deal with your anxiety, and then both of them get better at the same time. So the first one is from Dr. Neil Pearson. He's a pain management specialist, and he says, "You can change your brain. This is not wishful thinking. It is science, and we know people can do it even in the most difficult times when pain is at its most severe." And I wanted to bring that up because I want you to understand that you can make a change and that pain is a part of your changes you're going to make. The second one that I have is from Dr. Lorimer Moseley. And he said, "The longer you have pain, the better your spinal cord gets at producing danger messages to the brain, even if there is no danger in the tissue." And now that goes along with a lot of Dr. Sarno's work in that the spinal cord is just trained to continue producing these danger messages. And where do we actually really feel pain? Well, the real pain is produced in our brain. Like that's where we get the message. So I think it's just time that we open up and see that these are so connected that they can't be siloed to different places. We can't deal with pain here and anxiety there. We have to be able to be looking at it all together. So one of the ways that we do this is through awareness, through mindfulness. This is a way that we do change our brain doing that. So practicing mindfulness by bringing awareness to the pain we may be experiencing. This takes us into the present moment, and we can be with what's happening without a story, which only adds to the stress and the pain. It's the story that we want to leave behind and just come into the present moment and be with what is, even if it is pain. Using anxiety and or pain as a way to begin to actually see or feel is so important when we are in our heads and when we are in our bodies. We can bring an aha moment, and I hope that you will get that today. I hope that you will get that aha moment by using the anxiety or the pain as a way to begin to actually see or feel when we are in our heads and say, wait a minute, I'm spinning out with a story, or I'm in my head, however you want to look at it, but I want to just come back to the present moment. We want to think about our pain, be with the pain as it is right now, not how it's going to be in the future. Pain is very easy to set us off on future thinking. Without a story or embellishment, what is happening to you right now? Right now, I want you to think about it. What sensations are you feeling? No story. Bring all your senses to this moment, your sight, your smell, your touch, your hearing, your tasting. Go even deeper for an example using sight. What are all the colors? What is the moment of light happening around you right now, or darkness? Really go deep with that. Using your body as a whole. Feel where you are in the space that you are in, the chair, the floor, the feeling of gravity pulling you into the chair, or your feet on the ground. Can you feel air moving around you? I want you to be in the present moment, your whole body. Notice too if you have started to judge the sensations or going off into a story about the sensations. Oh yeah, but my shoulder. Well, wait a minute. Okay, just notice the shoulder. We don't have to ooh and ah about it and get nervous about it. Just notice. Did you flip back and forth? Did you go off into a story and forget that you were noticing sensations instead? Or were you at ease? Or were you distracted? None of that matters. It's just what you're doing. Just notice it. You can always come back to the present moment. Sometimes we can get in touch with sensations and then build a story around them, which is often the case with anxious feelings and pain. We do have natural thoughts about our anxiousness, and of course, we've been living with it for however long, and our pain, yet we can get carried off with these thoughts if we are not aware of them. So stay aware. Am I going off into a story, or am I just noticing a sensation in the present moment? It's the getting carried away with the narration or the building a story around our worry or our pain. Where is the pain going to take me? What is going to happen in the future? That causes us so much grief and suffering. By coming back to the moment and back to the moment again and being with the sensations, we begin to lose the story and the path to suffering. Because when we drop the story, we drop the path to suffering. Everyone goes off into a thought train here and there, yet it is in the noticing that we are there and that we get to make a choice to come back. It's beautiful. You catch yourself in the middle of it. I've done this in meditation where all of a sudden I go, oh, wait a minute. How long have I been off on that thought train? Just come back. It doesn't matter how long you were gone. The fact that you noticed it is the fact that you were aware. Come back to the present moment and your sensations. Ned is with us today. Here's what's happening with sleep. Sometimes we can't sleep and we worry about the fact that we can't sleep, and then we really can't sleep. This happens here and there for some people, and it happens often for many of you. The relationship between the lack of sleep and stress is undeniable, so you can see where we're adding more stress every day when we are not sleeping. Let me share with you what I suggest my private clients do to knock the worry out of falling asleep and break that relentless cycle of poor sleep and stress. I have them use Ned Cbd Sleep Blend, which contains CBN, a powerful cannabinoid that promotes sleep. It also has 750 milligrams of organic CBD and 24% more organic and wild-crafted botanicals than the previous formulation. And I also have them use Ned's awesome magnesium, which is called Mellow. If you're a regular listener of the show, you know my love for magnesium and all things stress-related. Fortunately, Ned has coupled these two excellent sleep products together into what they call the Dream Set. If you'd like to conquer sleep with Ned's Dream Set, Anxiety Coaches Podcast listeners get 15% off with code ACP. Go to helloned.com/ACP or enter code ACP at checkout. That's HELLONED.com/ACP to get 15% off. Thank you, Ned, for sponsoring the show and offering our listeners a natural remedy for some of life's most common health issues. And BetterHelp is with us today. People don't always realize the physical symptoms like we are talking about here on the show off and on are actual indicators of stress. And let's not forget about doing things like doom scrolling, sleeping too little, sleeping too much, undereating or overeating as symptoms of stress. We all experience stress, and it's our response, you hear me say that here all the time, that makes the difference in how we feel. So learn how to respond differently. Stress shows up in all kinds of ways, and in a world that's telling you to do more, sleep less, and grind all the time, here's your reminder right now to take care of yourself, to do less, and maybe try some therapy. I have somebody that I talk to help me keep me on keel with my business and personal life, so why not you? You can too. BetterHelp.com is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can help lower your stress. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and the Anxiety Coaches Podcast listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/ACP. That's BetterHelp.com/ACP. We want to remember that it is the story that causes the suffering. Remember that worry is a thought about something that occurs, and the pain is a sensation in the body with all sorts of qualities. Being able to drop the story about something that is yet to be, right, the worry, releases us from the change and releases the danger signal to our mind and our body. It's the story that keeps us all racked up. The same is true for pain as we begin to be with it as a sensation versus a story about what it might mean. We are also released from releasing the danger signal, causing us stress and the stress hormones to be released with their own set of sensations and possible stories. You see, it's just going to keep winding around and around. So feeling a cold breeze, and you immediately think, oh, no, I want it to be warm today. This is the I want something other than what is here. So I'm reacting with despair, possibly setting off that danger signal to my mind and body when a cold breeze is not at all dangerous. It's only my story that's making it so. It might be uncomfortable. It may be unwanted, but it isn't dangerous. But that story that we got into with the oh no Believe me, I know this well. That was my favorite term. Oh no, here we go. So it is the story that is the problem, not the fact that there was a cold breeze. But we could cause it to be stressful. Another time we may be in this type of thinking is when we have physical pain. The pain is real. And if we take our attention to the actual sensation of the pain versus trying to run away from it or immediately trying to find a way to fix it or eliminate it, we can begin to know it in a different way. So here's what I'm talking about. Just feel the actual sensation of the pain. Actually go to it versus pushing it away or trying to eliminate it. What is the first thing we think of when we have pain? Well, how can I get rid of it? Oh, what medicine or drug or whatever do I need to take? How can I eliminate it? We can experience it in such a different way. We don't have to fix it right in that moment. We can actually learn to just be with the sensation. And I want to share with you, for those of you who haven't heard this before, I had a frozen shoulder at one point in my life. It was probably 10 years ago now. And it lasted for 9 months. I was told it might last for 9 months, and it did last for 9 months. And very painful. My arm didn't want to move off my side. It was like it was glued on there. And any movement that would cause the shoulder to move, it was like it was ripping it apart. Extremely painful. So I had to learn different ways to be with this. I learned to actually go to it. I believe it was Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, that had taught me this, to go to it. To notice it. Where is the pain exactly? Take my mind there. What temperature is it? When I go there, does it move? Does it change? Does it have a color? And I was taught to give it a color, to see it. I would see it as it's like black. And then I was taught to kind of, well, what if you notice it and you can actually make that black get kind of gray and smoky and start to fade away? You can play with this. It actually helped me immensely to not be afraid of it, because I knew it wasn't going away anytime soon, and I'm not one to take any kind of a heavy-duty medicine, and I didn't even want to take the Tylenol too often because, I didn't want to hurt my liver or anything. So I was just kind of dealing with it. And it really helped me to learn to take my mind to where the pain was versus try to run away from it, push it away, or worry about what it meant. It's in our need, our desire, the actual rush to get it away from us that we set off our danger signals internally, adding now to our anxious mind and all the anxiety-related sensations of the day. So we just add to it. We've added to it with our angst, we got to get rid of it. That is setting off more danger signals and adding to the hormonal release of the stress hormones that we don't want more of. But we have to ride them out once they're there. So being with the anxious thought as a thought and not making a story out of it, and being with the pain as a sensation and see it for what it is versus making a story out of that, can be the doorway to real mindfulness. I hope that you can use what is here to work with your anxiety and your pain and let it be one of your greatest teachers. You can do this. It doesn't mean you don't go and get help. We all have to check out what things are, what kind of treatments we need or therapy we need to make corrections and to have the best healing. Yes, we do that, but that doesn't take the pain away usually. There is usually pain. And in our thoughts, we know we can't get away from them, so we might as well learn to be with them and not let them scare us. not let them be something that our mind is spinning in a story about something more that we need to be afraid of. We can use these things, our anxious thoughts, our pain, as doorways to real mindfulness. Come back to what is really here right now, not the story that is especially scaring you. I hope this has been helpful for you and that you can begin to see that you can get anxiety relief through awareness of the pain. And I know that it isn't just physical pain, there is emotional pain too, so we can just be aware of it in the moment. Come back to it. It doesn't make it go away. This is the thing, because this is where we also add to our angst is, well, I tried that and it didn't go away. Now what? No, we just come back to the present moment because that's the right thing to do. That is where our healing will begin. Thank you for being here with me. That's it for today's episode. And before I read today's quote, I want to put out a personal invitation to those of you who would like to take your healing and your clearing of your anxiety panic to another level. If you are not someone who wants to join a group coaching program, you may be interested in joining in with me on coaching one-on-one. You can learn more about that at the website, anxietycoachespodcast.com, and go to the one-on-one coaching page. Feel free to send me an email, anxietycoachespodcast@gmail.com, with coaching in the subject, and I'll be sure to get back with you, and we'll take it from there. No need to have this drag on forever. And now for today's quote. You can change your brain. This is not wishful thinking. It is science, and we know people can do it even in the most difficult times when pain is at its most severe. And that's from Dr. Neil Pearson, pain management specialist. I'll be back in a few more days with another podcast. Until then, be well and aloha.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's episode of the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. Find more information at theanxietycoachespodcast.com.